you've ever read a book that you thought wouldn't freak you out and then totally freaks you out, this would be that kind of a book. This is The Bear, written by her, by Claire Cameron.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to me about this book.
Thank you for having me.
It freaked me out.
It freaked you out.
Before I go into the story myself, can you give a sort of a précis of what it's about?
Okay, so I was working in Algonquin Park in the 90s and there was a bear attack there. 2 adults were killed. I heard a lot of stories about it at the time. I didn't know too much about the attack, and this is my reimagining of what happened, but I added 2 kids, so it's actually about a family in my story.
So all I could think about as I'm reading this book is, why, Claire? Why? Really? And you're a mom. Why,
I'm a mom.
Why did you write this?
I think at the time I would say I didn't know. I think after the fact I was talking to a friend and I was saying, oh, I'm writing about my fear of being a parent. You know, that this is such a responsibility and that's what I'm trying to work through. My friend turned to me and said, no, you're writing about not being a parent and that's what you're scared of. What if you're not there for your kids? And I knew immediately in my gut that she was right.
But you're obsessed with bears.
I'm obsessed with bears.
Why?
Partly, I think they're intelligent. They're amazing human-like qualities. When you look in their eyes, for example, you see real intelligence. On the other hand, they remind us that we're not the top of the food chain, and that's scary. And to me, they represent that part of the world that we're not completely in control of.
One of the things I found really interesting about the book is that it's written from the voice of a little 5-year-old girl, Anna, the daughter, and which was very compelling. Why did you decide to take that style of writing?
So it wasn't so much a decision as I had a 5-year-old, a little boy who was going through that stage when their vocabulary really catches up to their inner thoughts, and he's a chatty guy, and he was talking so much he was almost narrating his life. So it was more like I had the voice wedged in.
So in fact, Anna's voice is really your son's kind of voice. You sort of stylistically listened to your son and then just started...
She became more of a character, but at first he and I started, because I realized when he was talking that I didn't know him like I thought I did. He had a lot of thoughts that were not only very distinct from mine, but very different from what I'd assumed his thoughts were. So it was like getting to know him in a way. So we had his grandmother had died, and so we had all these kind of deep conversations, and I was learning about him, and also sort of, for me, scoping out the emotional space that a 5-year-old inhabits.
And I also was thinking, as I read the book, it made me think a little bit of Emma Donohue's book, Room, not the storyline whatsoever. Are you getting those kinds of comparisons?
Yeah, I have got those. And actually, the book I started writing against was actually Lord of the Flies, because I have 2 little boys. And I reread it and got kind of angry about the portrayal of boys in that, so I wanted to write about children being good to each other as well. But about a third of the way through, I thought, who's going to want to read this? And then I thought, Room, I love that book. I'll keep writing. So it was really pivotal for that.
Before I let you go, what are you reading now that you're absolutely loving?
I just finished The Goldfinch, which I loved. It was more like living with the goldfinch because it's so long, and I do have kids and I sleep a lot, but it was absolutely worth it. It's a brilliant book.
Before I let you go, please sign my book.
I will.
Claire Cameron's The Bear. Really pick it up, but be strong. It ends all right, in a way. Well, no, it doesn't really, does it?
Oh.
It ends.